In 2016, you released the album The Roar,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you were working on your album, you were inspired because you felt like the world was trying to silence or deter people from being open about their faith.
Yeah.
You know, like you spoke about a time when a friend or a friend of a friend had a scripture on a post-it at their desk at work, and the boss told them like, you got to get rid of that or you're going to lose your job and stuff like that. You know, can you talk about that time period and what inspired that album?
Yeah, I just think what had happened recently at that time was the Coptic Christians were beheaded by Islam. I just saw a lot more Christians trying to be vocal and be silenced and persecuted. There was videos at the time where people are evangelizing on the street and getting beat up. So I know seeing something like that, you being concerned for your own well-being, it may cause you to be silent. And I just wanted to encourage believers to be bold and speak up. And like, yo, man, persecution is gonna come. If they don't like it, they don't like it. My message is not to be ignorant and overbearing and just like obnoxious, but yo, be bold about what you believe. Be unashamed about it. And too many people was tucking their tails. That's it. So I never want anybody to be obnoxious. The guy on the street that's with the guy hates X sign and all that stuff. Don't be that douche. But man, be bold and share the truth in love. That was my overall message.
There was also a lot of controversy over the album cover because there's a gun pointing at the head of the lion, right?
Yeah.
And you said that the lion represented the church and what people should be doing because the lion is staring down the barrel of a gun and still roaring, still basically getting their message across.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people just got nothing better to do but to whine and cry and complain about something. And I took heat for the album cover. But now, if you ask, it's considered a classic in Christian hip hop. And when you ask, who got the best album covers, you'll see that people will bring that album cover up. Like, they got over it.
It's funny though, right? Because like sometimes, like in the moment, it's a big deal, but when people look back in retrospect, they're like, "Oh, it's not a big deal," you know. And it's
Yeah.
like they try. It's almost like rewriting history, but it's like, no, you guys gave me so much crap during this time, but it's a good thing that you stood 10 toes down on it, right?
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Now, even though you started doing Christian rap, it doesn't mean it wasn't edgy. In 2017, you caused some controversy when you released the song "I Won't Bow" off the Menace mixtape.
Yeah.
That chorus is smooth, man.
Thank you.
You sure you weren't an R&B singer in another life, man?
Nah, well, I used to sing until I damaged my vocal cords, but yeah, I used to be in the chorus and all that in school. Yeah,
Oh,
elementary.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah, man,
destroyed
that's
my
dope.
cords, bro.
How'd you do that?
Just rapping, all the rapping, bro. That actually the first day I went to EO Dub, when I told you I was at the studio with my mans. We recorded man songs. Then in the car, we ciphered all the way to New York. We in the car rapping. Then I get on stage and I rap. Then we go outside and I'm catching a cipher with everybody there. I coughed up blood. I put polyps on my vocal cords.
Oh,
I had
snap.
to stay silent for 2 weeks. Couldn't even talk. So
Cause I always felt like you had this like distinct voice, like this raspiness, this edginess to your voice, right? Whenever you rap, it was like this grittiness, like you just like you couldn't help but make that like mean face. Like, you know what I mean? When you listening to your bars, not only because the bars was dope, but it was just because of the sonically of the way that you delivered it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, well, early in my career, it was intentional because I friggin' had a little light voice. So I had to like beef it up, pause. But later on it's natural because my chords are freaking damaged. So what sounds cool to everybody else is me suffering.
Got you.
Yeah.
So on the song "I Won't Bow," you call out the news, politics, MTV, VH1, pushing agendas, rappers that push feminine agendas, wearing dresses and all that, the Kardashians. What made you want to do that at that time?
Just what I observe, bro. You see an issue, I feel like you find your purpose between what you hate and what you love. And what you do is you combat what you hate with what you love, and you find that medium. And at the time, these are things that disturb me, and I love rap, and I'm always trying to think about what I can address to sober someone up. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping to be able to reach someone, raise an awareness in somebody that I may feel like be falling under these spells, so to speak. You know, I know it's not a literal spell, but just being duped. So I just wanted to raise awareness. That's what made me write that record.
On the song, you rap, they set new fashion rules and teach little girls to do what the Kardashians do. They teach them to reject the beauty that is natural. To be attractive, you must get some butt implants and plastic boobs. With the song now being nearly 10 years old, right?
10 years, well, it's written 10 years ago this year.
Right. How do you feel that this song has aged with the current state that we are in now,
Bro,
pertaining to like those type of
you
things?
don't know how many of my fans will be like, yo, that was prophetic. Like, you see it. It's everything I said. You see it all from what else I mentioned? The school shootings and all of that. I even mentioned diseases, and then what 4 or 5 years later, the pandemic happens. Like, yo, I really feel like it was a song God gave me. And then you look, nobody was really getting butt implants like that back then. But I knew it was gonna be an issue. You put these role models in front of you, and we gonna aspire to do what they do. And now you see BBL mania out here.
It's pretty crazy how, when you look at the programming of how we normalize things, right? Because like even something like Ozempic now, like everybody is on Ozempic, right? Like just taking it, like nobody wants to work out, and there's so many side effects to that type of stuff, bro. Like it's insane, right?
I haven't looked into the side effects. I know people I love that are on that joint, bro. So yeah, I hope it doesn't have too many side
It's
effects.
there's lawsuits, there's a lot of lawsuits over it too right now. It's pretty crazy, but it's just like, but like you're saying with the butt implants, of course, the breast implants, just all the Botox, just like everything that like is so common now for like a girl to be straight out of high school almost and just already getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel so bad for little girls growing up in this era where it's like, because of social media, you're being trained to think this is what really beauty really is, right?
Yeah.
And not just that, but also for little boys, because you're being trained to, this is what it should be attractive.
Yeah, bro. Yo, son, like I had this thought the other day. I'm in the airport, and there's this lady in front of me. She looked like she was like no older than 23. This girl. And bro, her freaking butt looked like she literally like a joke. Like I was expecting Ashton Kutcher to pop out, like, and say everybody punk. It literally looked like she put two basketballs. It was just round and weird. And then her lips were like, bro, like the size of my arms, like crazy. And I had this thought that, like, yo, this looks abnormal to me because I know what a real woman looks like. Soon, it's like if you don't look like this, a man is just not gonna be attracted to it. They will be it's like, yo, she looked like a mutant, respectfully. And it's like, yo, my son may grow up and be like, oh, look at that shorty right there, she bad. Like, it's crazy, bro. And it
It's just so disproportionate though.
disproportionate. And imagine what it does to the young lady who can't afford to get this work done. And then what, they just forgotten, left to the side, they're ugly, and then that becomes the new picture of beauty. Yeah, and it's disgusting, dog. Disgusting.
And you hear all the time about people dying on the table from while getting plastic surgery, right? But I honestly believe that eventually people will have, there will be a shift, and like we'll appreciate natural beauty again, in people and women. And I mean, that's at least I have hope for that, you know,
Yeah.
because it's just like when you look at when you and I were growing up, like look at these beautiful women like Aaliyah that were just like all natural and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you appreciated people's qualities just for how they came. You
Yeah.
know, like you like the face card. Like look at like a Maya or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like it's just very sad because it's like I think it starts with like one surgery for a lot of people, and then it's almost like a body dysmorphia, or you know, like it's just like they keep tweaking it their face and like or whatever, and it just looks so
Yeah,
crazy.
and you're never satisfied. They keep going and keep
Yeah.
going. It look like mutants, bro.
I'm sorry to say, like for example, Lil Kim, right? Lil Kim was beautiful when you and I were growing up, right? But she looked Chinese now, like
Yeah.
you know, and not a good Chinese. I'm sorry, but like you know, like
Yeah.
you know, it's you know, it's unfortunate, you know, but it's like that shows you that a lot of these issues is stemming from someplace else, though, bro. It's coming from inside the insecurity, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's just, I don't know. I think you know how they say like tattoos are addictive. Once you get one, you'll start to get a bunch. I think it starts off in, something like, yo, let me just get a filler on my lip. You know what? I see this blemish here. Let me do that. And then you got your doctor telling you, and then let me lift this. Let me lift. And then before you know it, they're just unrecognizable, bro. And we're setting
Absolutely,
the new standard of beauty for our daughters. So
yeah,
not cool.
it's crazy, man.